Hey guys, once again I'm back to the most needed topic, and this time it's all about joke in our Indian education system. How many of you all are going tuition? From childhood I'd be noticing it out my age people. They just used to go for science tuition, maths tuition, this tuition, that tuition, etc. Parents don't have any thought behind all these process. Parents are not understanding the creativity of persons. The thing which we have to be trained, parents doesn't know about all these things, and next generation parents be smart enough. Nowadays people are just spending money on all this tuition, etc. And you know what this education system would do for you? Does it value your marks for anything? 99% people are just getting a job based on something which they didn't study. And the basic system of our Indian education system is nothing. They are nothing useful to our daily life. People doesn't know the value of savings, doesn't know the value of money. you know People are just going out of our country. Why? In India the system is lagging. The total Indian education system is so worst enough. And why you need the point of all this tuition, etc. If your teacher is good, your teacher has a lot of degree, PG, all these things, etc. in each and every state. But why still you just need a tuition, etc.? In my entire life I have never gone all this tuition, etc. It's a bull it's a bull thing. Training is something which is required for brain, and it's not for all this nonsense. And people just pressure all these young kids from childhood, and they just make them to a nonsense field. All these kids doesn't have all this creativity. All this advertisement in TV, you can see all this Byju's and all these things, etc. It's a nonsense. People are being stuck with all these nonsense in this present generation, and people don't have time to think about all these things. And that's the reason when I just thought to tap it out, because all these things are not required in our life. Our brain has a lot of capacity than normal. Because of all these things, what would happen? Your child would score, you'd be getting good college, etc. But will you get good job without money, without fame? Never. Only persons who are lucky enough. Talent is nothing right now in this present world, 2021, 2022, from now on to next generation. And it's already artificial intelligence and robots have been replaced by a lot of jobs, etc. It's not about the basic education system in our country. It's all about people mindset. We are just investing a lot of money in all this tuition and all this nonsense things, etc. People must wake up, or else this would be treated as a biggest business. Already Byju's is getting ready for all these things, etc. With the name of lot of other apps like Akash and everything. Whenever I just see all this ad, I just used to laugh how people are just getting cheated just like that. I would never advise any kid to go for a tuition, etc. If your education system is good, you would be smart. Or else it's waste enough. Whatever you study, you will never become. If you become, you are really lucky enough. I'm not discouraging people, because nowadays I used to see a lot of parents getting cheated with all this blind belief, etc. And all those marketing companies like Byju's and all these things, they just use all those actors like Shah Rukh Khan and all other famous actors to promote it and make all this innocent parents to get trapped, etc. All this tuition center is nothing, just their money. And they would be rich, etc. And we Indians are getting cheated and on. And we won't be getting our dream job. And all those famous people are just polluting our Indian system, Indian education system. Our Indian education system is under deep trouble. Abdul Kalam sir is not there for us. There is no proper minister in our country to see all these things, etc. And I'm feeling very sad for the next generation. People are just born and brought up to participate and just have that fame feel, not that education. They don't have any creativity, they don't have anything which is related to themselves. They need something called training, etc. Training is really required for persons who just require all the skills, etc. Not for all this basic school, etc. People are treated in a way where our education system is so worst, because in education system in our country, in all this, in basic level of 10th, 12th or anything, the things we learn is not practically exposed in anything. In basic, normally people doesn't have any basic manners. Then why you need to go for school? For example, a kid who doesn't have any education have a good mindset, but a person who have all this education, they just hurt people, they just hate their parents, they just hurt their parents, they just kill their parents, they just kill many people. All these things happens when education is in their mindset. Most shocking thing is that the kid mind is corrupted with sex, etc. in the younger stage of their life. The things which people must learn, people are not learning. And this ministers, they doesn't care about all these things, etc. And I'm really worried about next generation. There is no APGs, There is no Subhash Chandra Bose, anyone to care about the youngsters. Youngsters are corrupted with violence because of the worst education system in our country, and people must react, or else never ever this thing would change. Okay, as a YouTuber, I have displayed out the joke of this Indian education system. I just suffered a lot, and that's the reason being next generation must think about this, etc. And you must react. Time is up. Time has gone. People doesn't react about all these things, etc. Education is must in our country, and our education is sinking. And all big people are just sitting silently and just getting money and getting famous, etc. People doesn't know the value of all this education. That's the reason being all this crime by all these youngsters. Have a thought about all these things, and please do discuss it with your family relation, etc., and save your children from this blind belief of tuition, etc. Think that your child brain is so smart enough than you imagine. Okay, I'm the proof of that because I have examined lot of things. And when a normal person like me, without any proper knowledge or proper thing, can do all these things, why not your children? Why not the future children can do it? You can do it for sure. Tuition is required for persons who just need to improve their skill set, not for all this normal purpose, etc. I thought on it. You need to discuss about all these things in your family life. We have a capacity in our brain to utilize, but people don't utilize it. I'm trying to make you to think about all these things because no one else would do it. I'm not a leader, I'm not a famous person, etc., but it's my duty to do for my country, because I just love my country. So in order to make our country improve, our education system must change, or else next generation, I'm telling you, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't cultivate baby in your family life. This is really serious. Your child life is in deep, deep trouble for the future generation. Take care. Have a nice day.